Hello, everybody. Welcome back again to another episode of the Extreme Mediocrity Sports Show. I'm Kobe. Mike's here, and man, we've had a lot going on today, the last couple of days.
Yeah, man, that we were waiting for that June 1st time or deadline, if you want to call it that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man, a lot of moves were made yesterday. A lot happened in the sports overall, man. We had a crazy Western Conference finals. So yeah, man, definitely a lot to discuss today. It's been a little minute.
Yeah, but we are back. We're here. We're gonna dive into a lot of this stuff for you guys. So,
hmm What do you and speaking of finals, because I know we always talk NFL, and we're definitely going to talk a lot about that today. But what were your thoughts on that? We're not even going to talk about the East because the Knicks did their thing. They made it to the finals for the
yeah.
first time since a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you think about that Western Conference finals between the Thunders and the Spurs? Did you think the Spurs was going to pull it off in 7 games?
So, like I've said before, like I've just kind of not been a fan of the NBA lately. The whole tanking thing, all this flopping, load management, star players complaining about playing back to back nights. Like, I don't know, it's gotten soft. But I was like, hey, the Cavs made the playoffs. So I'll tune into these. And man, the NBA names uh, SGA MVP of the league, and
hmm
this dude is running around on the court like a newborn deer or something. Dude cannot stay on his feet.
hmm
Like I've never seen anything like this. Like
hmm
20 free throws a game. I think if you're not an OKC fan, you were just pulling for the Spurs this game, and it seems like the refs kind of got it together a little bit, and that was a great series. That dude, Wemby, man, he is. They say he's like an alien or something, and I believe it. Dude is
hmm
special. But that was a great series. I am glad the Spurs came through. We haven't really seen them since like a rookie Kawhi, Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, all those guys. So it's nice to see them back.
Yeah, I mean, speaking about SGA winning the MVP, you know, I did think it was deserving. I mean, it was between him and Wemby, and one of them had to win. But I think SGA just uses that. I think when you're at that status and you just came off an MVP, you're going to get some of those calls. So he kind of uses that to his advantage. He goes to the hole, which is kind of smart. He's not relying on his jumper.
Yeah,
Going to the hole, he knows, it's a 50-50 chance he's going to get called. But I think the way that, since Spurs had Wemby in the middle, it's kind of difficult to even drive the hole. So they kind of got to play it smart, try to
yeah,
bring Wemby out to the 3-point line or at least off of the blocks, and then you can try to drive through to the hole and get fouled. But yeah, I think SGA. I mean, I'm not a Spurs fan, or a Thunder fan, but I still was kind of rooting for the Thunder to pull that one out. I didn't think that the Spurs was going to go into
yeah,
uh, OKC and get Game 7. I thought that if they had a chance, they had to take Game 5. Because Game 7, I just didn't think they had the experience to kind of go in there in a hostile environment and get a win. But I think they were able to do that because SGA had absolutely no help
yeah.
whatsoever in Game 7. He did what he's supposed to do. He had
He
35
did.
points. He almost had double digit rebounds. I think he had 8 or 9 rebounds. I mean, he was exhausted.
Yeah,
He definitely, put and left everything out there on the court. But when you have Chet Holmgren going 1 for 2 in a
nada.
Game 7, Wemby had 5 fouls in the fourth quarter, and with like 7 minutes left, and Chet Holmgren is passing the ball away, not driving the ball and trying to foul Wemby out. It,
Yeah,
it just shows like I just don't understand it. I don't know how Holmgren is an all-star during the season, and then when you get to a Game 7, you just you're scared, you just freeze up, and you only go 1 for 2. I think he had 4 points.
yeah.
Dort, they should just get rid of him. I think he went like 1 for 6 from three or something like that
Yeah.
in Game 7. Think he had maybe 3 or 4 points. So SGA had absolutely no help. poor Caruso, he tried. I mean, he literally was the only one that was putting up shots. I think he went 4-13. He had maybe 12 points, but SGA had absolutely no help in the game 7. And they only lost by 8. So I'm just like, imagine somebody would have helped this man out. They would have got it done, but
not having a Jalen Williams there, I think, hurt them a lot too. But I will say one of the coldest like in-game calls I've ever heard. I forget what game it was. It might have been 5 or 6. It said the guys. I don't know who it was. The Thunder have a 2-on-1, but the one is Wembanyama. I was like, dude, that is such like just like give him like his praise, I guess. Like that's just a cold call, like respecting Wemby and like what he can bring to the floor.
Yeah, but I mean Wemby is amazing.
This is going to be a good finals, I think, because I mean we're talking about how great Wemby is and all this. He's only 22 years old, so if he can start building this legacy early, and actually the Spurs and the Thunder both have a great young core.
Yeah,
but he can start building on, you know, his legacy, his greatness, and it's going to start with rings. And then the Knicks, on the other hand, they haven't won a championship since I think '73. So to see them, I'm fine with either winner of this series. Like some close games, get it to Game 7. I think that'll be fun to watch. It, you know, not having a hand in this at all. I mean, my Cavs just. Yeah, man, we gotta get this dude James Harden off the team.
I think he might be there to stay, man. I don't know.
I know he is. Like, hey, we're trading superstars right now. Let's you know, in Cleveland, let's get rid of another one. I can't stand to watch him just stand in one spot and turn the ball over. But
the Knicks, man, I just I don't want to, you know, underestimate them, but it's going to be hard to see them because the thing is, if the Knicks jumper is not hitting on any night, I don't see them having a chance because a lot of teams struggle when they have to, when the jumpers aren't hitting and you have to go to the hole and try to get some easy buckets, and then you have Wemby in the middle just blocking it, you know, everything. So, you know, hopefully the Knicks, you know, they had a lot of time to rest, so you know, hopefully they can get their legs up under them. But I got Spurs in this one, man. I think it's going to be a quick. You know, I don't think it's going to be a sweep. Maybe it goes 5 or 6 games, but I think the Spurs is going to come out of this one, man. They just seem motivated. They got Wemby that's motivated. They don't Attack on Titan different little things, man. Like I think the Spurs got it, man. So but a team that is on the rise, man, you got to watch out for is those Washington Wizards, man. We got the first overall pick. In a couple weeks, we're going to be drafting AJ DeBonsa. Hey, man, we back.
You're tanking. Your tanking paid off for you. But I will say those 15 to 20 games you get out of Anthony Davis next year, hopefully he does well for you.
Hey, that's the thing too. Like, I mean, he'll probably play a little bit just so he can probably so we can, you know, get some more, you know, compensation, because I know we're going to probably trade him around December or January by that trade deadline. I'm sure he's going to be out of here, but by then hopefully you know, we can at least have a few wins and utilize him a little bit. But I think we're going to be scary next year, man. We got Trae Young, going to have AJ, you know, AD for a little while. We're going to be all right.
Health is going to be a big concern there. But, yeah, I mean, Trae Young's great when he's healthy. AD's obviously one of the best bigs in the league when healthy. And AJ seems to be like the real deal.
Yeah, Alex Sarr, we got Trey Johnson. We got some young guys that's hungry. Yeah, I think we're gonna surprise some teams. Hopefully we can get I don't like to play in that little play-in thing. I wanna really get up in there. So but we'll see. But switching gears, I don't even want to go into baseball yet because my Nationals are doing their thing. I'm not even going. We can save that for a baseball episode. But I mean, we won, I think, 3 straight series.
I mean, you beat up on us pretty good last week.
We beat up on the Guardians. We beat up on the Braves. It was another. I think it was the Padres. It was another good team that we beat. We won the series on. So we did let one go yesterday against the Marlins. I was kind of pissed off. We was up 3-1. Let that one go. But our bullpen is trash. But we can dive into the Nationals some other time because we have some NFL news.
We do.
It seemed like yesterday it was like breaking news after breaking news. Yesterday, and to start it off, we had AJ Brown finally. I mean, because we expected this one for a long time, but finally getting his ass up out of the NFC East, and he was traded away finally to the Patriots. I believe for 2027, what was it, 5th round pick, I think, and then a 2028 first round pick.
I think they got a 1st and a 5th. I'm not sure of the years.
And I think the 5th comes up first, and then 2028 is the first round. But yeah, man, this one we kind of expected for a while now. You know, he goes back to with his coach that he had when he was drafted with the Titans. And it gives Drake May another weapon, a weapon that they desperately needed. We saw what Drake May looked like in the playoffs, even though I don't think that was because of his help and his receivers, you know, because Diggs, you know, he did really well last year with a little bit of targets that he had. But yeah, man, another weapon that the Patriots can add to their arsenal. And the Eagles, I mean, they always kind of seem to make these deals. Sometimes it looks like, you know, they're coming up on the short end of the deal, but it always turns out that the Eagles did something, you know, smart. So yeah, man, we were kind of expecting this one to hit.
Yeah, and watching the Patriots last year, I mean, Drake May struggled a little bit there towards the end in the playoffs, but they were missing a true wide receiver one, which would obviously elevate an offense. So now AJ coming in, as you mentioned, with his former head coach. I think that's a great fit for him. You heard about like all the drama coming from the media surrounding him in Philly, like him and Jalen Hurts, but then Jalen Hurts had to keep come out saying like, no, like we're fine. So I do feel like he had some like negative energy around him. The Patriots, ever since like the Bill Belichick days, have kind of just been like a no BS kind of, you know, you don't hear about a lot of Patriots players. So I think that's a good place for him. Obviously, the Patriots have talent there. And yeah, that offense got a huge boost. The AFC, you know, the AFC could be anybody's game. Like the NFC, I think there's about 2 or 3 contenders there, but AFC, I don't know, that's pretty open for me.
Yeah, their AFC is still loaded, man, and I'm just glad that he gets away from the Eagles because I think that without the Eagles, we're going to see, I mean, without AJ Brown, I think the Eagles are going to regress a little bit. AJ Brown, I think, was probably I don't even think that it was Saquon that was the heart and soul of that team because we saw even, you know, he kind of took a step back last year from that MVP type season he had, and AJ Brown kind of still did his thing. And I think I was more afraid of AJ Brown killing my Commanders than Saquon. I feel like, you know, even if Saquon gets his, you know, you can still possibly win the game. But if AJ Brown start cooking you and, you know, is no type of plan for him, you know, usually it didn't go well. So I'm glad to see him out of the division, and now they can rely on Smith. And they also, I think it was Makai Lemon they drafted.
So they must have a lot of faith in him.
Right. Yeah.
I know, like, you know, that video went viral of them eagerly trading up, like when they tried to call him and his line was busy. So I mean, so they liked him. So who knows?
Yeah. So and then he had some comments today. I guess he had an interview set up that he already planned where he was kind of going through his time with the Eagles, and he had some comments about Jalen Hurts, where he said he was talking about their relationship and how it kind of went south, and he said it's like there's no bad blood, there's actually still a lot of love. I want him to succeed and accomplish all the things that he wants to accomplish. Nothing happened, people just grow apart. Nothing happened between me and him or our families, wives, anything. Life happens, and you just look up sometimes, and you just find yourself drifting away, and that's fine. And I think both parties accepted that. So he basically was saying that, even it was probably was the last couple years, that relationship kind of soured out and spoiled, and he wasn't as close as he was with Hurts from years past. So but I do think that started to show a lot, and probably did show a lot in the locker room as well, so which probably warranted this trade. So because at the end of the day, I mean, your quarterback is your bread and butter, your CEO of the team. So
Yeah.
they had to get Brown up out of there. But let's get into why we are here. This one, when it came across the phone, I was like, what in the world? Because this one was one that we were not expecting. I didn't hear anything about this one possibly happening. So yeah, man, you take the floor. Let me know what you think. We haven't even talked about this one yet. So how you feeling?
I know. Listen, when you lose a generational talent, Miles could go down as arguably one of the greatest defensive players of all time. I'm sure you would expect me to be sitting here with a sob story. This is over. Burn my flag. Burn this shirt. Burn my Miles Garrett. No, that's not the case. Does it suck seeing a player like that leave? Sure. As the city of Cleveland in sports as a whole, we don't win a lot. We've had LeBron, who was one of the greatest of all time. He left. Miles Garrett, who is trending in that direction, he left. And Miles Garrett deserves to not be here. And I saw some people saying this is why the Browns will never be good. This is why they will always suck. When I see comments like that, that makes me think that, oh, we must be going to the playoffs every single year. We must be in Super Bowls, and we're just not. Miles Garrett has been here for 9 years, and we have nothing to show for it. Is that on him? No, he's worked his ass off. We had one of the top defenses the last couple of years, and he is a big part of that. But okay, so he's gone. Now you look at what's coming back. Jared Verts is an up-and-coming stud. Is he Miles Garrett? Absolutely not. Probably won't even fill half a shadow. But I mean, just looking at his short time in the league in 2024 when he was Rookie of the Year, 12 sacks, and then what do you have last year? 7.5. Now I know that's not 21.5. That's not close to being records, but he's also 6 years younger than Miles Garrett. Miles Garrett has maybe 3 years left of absolute prime football in him. Now, I'm not, like I said, Jared Verse is not going to be Miles Garrett. It's going to be a long time before we see another Miles Garrett. But I think people complaining about the haul, like Verse is pretty much 2 first-round picks. Like one for sure, because he's better than anybody we could have drafted it with a first round, and maybe even 2. Then we still get a first, a second, and a third. I think I don't absolutely love the haul, but I understand it. Like if Jared Verse pans out, I mean, obviously he's still under his rookie contract, so he's going to be coming into some money. But I think we gave up 5 first-round picks for Deshaun Watson. I forget what it was, like something crazy. So we had all these years without a first-round pick, and now we're starting to get first-round picks, and we are just stacking draft capital unfortunately, I know it's probably to help us find a franchise quarterback. I think hopefully something clicks with some of our guys this year, so we can keep building. But man, like there was rumors like before this trade like actually broke. There was all sorts of crazy rumors. Actually, the Eagles actually turned it down. So you got lucky there.
Ooh, I heard the Eagles were in some talks.
They didn't want to give up Jalen Carter, which is crazy.
That makes sense though.
But
No,
I mean,
yeah.
But I mean, again, it's kind of the same. Like Jalen Carter's a stud. So is Verse, but it's still Myles Garrett. Neither one of those guys, equal that. But I think that like goes to show you like a young core defensive unit, like and how you can build around that. So I don't know. Joe Thomas wasted his whole career here playing offensive line for us, and everyone was hating it like, oh, Joe Thomas should have left. He deserves a ring. Like, he wasted his whole career here. Well, now we just did that for Myles Garrett, and everybody's mad. So I don't know.
But still,
sucks to see
Joe
him.
Thomas should be a Hall of Famer, though.
He is.
Yeah. So it's like, I mean, you can't really say he wasted his career.
I know, but like but I mean, when you play to win championships. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it sucks to see him go. Well, I'm happy for him because they've got a fantastic chance to win a Super Bowl. Not just next year, the next 2-3 years, 4 years maybe. So yeah, crazy.
Man. Yeah, that was definitely crazy. And at first I was leaning on the side of thinking that the Browns kind of won this trade because I'm like, hey, you got Verse coming in, you got some picks. They say that next year's draft class is supposed to be this like historic draft where there's a lot of great players coming out. So I'm like, okay, they're gonna have 2 first-round picks, a lot of multiple picks. So, and then you have Jared Verse coming in. But when you go through his sacks and you went through like the 12 and a half, and then you had 7, and then you look at Myles Garrett, and he could just throw guys away like rag dolls.
Yeah,
it kind of, it'll really show, and it'll really kind of prove, because right now Myles Garrett was kind of holding that defense together. He was always applying pressure. Now without that, and you still have Verse, but he's not going to be that dominant. He's probably going to need somebody opposite side of him to really help him out. But that defensive coordinator, he's really going to earn his money and really put, but at the same time, you still have a lot going for you. You have the defensive rookie of the year over there. Still got some good players on that defense. So I don't think the defense is going to really go down that much. I mean, again, Myles Garrett, yeah, he was a dominant player, but he wasn't the only reason why the Browns defense was good. So, but that Rams team, oh my God, like, you bring Myles Garrett. First of all, they had the number one, probably close to the number one offense. They could put up 30 on anybody. And now you help that out with bringing the best pass rusher on that defense.
Well, we got hyped for them when they signed McDuffie. We're like, oh, this was a huge piece for the Rams. Like, you're not going to be able to throw against them. Well, now
you bring McDuffie and Myles Garrett. Come on, it's a wrap for the NFC. I don't care. And a lot of the teams that we talk about took a step back. The Eagles lost AJ Brown. Seahawks lost a couple defenders on that defense.
Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, and they lost their running back. So it's like a lot of the high-powered or really good NFC teams took a step back. My Commanders are going to be back. I'm not going to go there right now, but we back. We healthy. We going to be there too. But a lot of those NFC teams took a step back. So, and the Rams just, to me, got better, and that's with them drafting a quarterback in the first round. I'm not going to say they wasted it, but they really could have added another player on top of that, but they chose not to.
Definitely could have.
Yeah, so I think the Rams are the team to beat. I could see them probably going undefeated if they stay healthy. I don't see how they're not the NFC participant in the Super Bowl. Like,
yeah,
they're going to be tough to beat if they can stay healthy.
We were talking about that at work today, and I already made my prediction for the Super Bowl. We'll save that for another time. But
oh yeah. And I mean, and that is a good segue. Speaking about who's going to be in a Super Bowl, season aspirations as far as wins and losses, we can get into the schedule. And first, we can go with the Cleveland Browns schedule. So when the schedule came out, because we didn't really take a deep dive into it yet, what were your thoughts? What were some of the games that you thought, could probably be in the Browns' favor? What do you? Don't go record yet, but kind of what was your initial
No.
results, or your initial feelings about the schedule when it came out?
And I will say this: not having Myles Garrett here now kind of changes the outcome of some of these games. But I do like that us being a rebuilding team. We have a lot of decent matchups against other rebuilding teams. You got, the Panthers, the Jets, the Titans, the Saints, the Raiders. So there's a lot of potential games for us there, and obviously, honestly, our I don't know how I feel about the AFC North this year. Realistically, I think we could win 4 or 5 games like within the division. So again, some of that has to do with Myles Garrett putting pressure on like Lamar and Burrow and those guys, but hey, it's next man up there. So, but I still feel fairly confident with some of the I'm not gonna like before all this wasn't like yep playoffs Super Bowl lock it in, but I'm all right with it.
And just taking a peek at the schedule just now, I see like not best case scenario, but I could see at least 7 games on here where I'm like, hey, Browns have a very good chance, because I'm looking at that week 4 against the Steelers at home. Last year, Browns played the Steelers good. I think they either won both games or at least split them.
I think they split.
Yeah, so that's a huge game. I think they can get they can sneak and get a win on Thursday Night Football against the Steelers at home. Then I'm taking out, and then riding high going into that week 5. I think they can get a win against the Jets on the road. And then week 7, I think they can get that win against the Titans. That was a big duel they had last year against Cam Ward. And then that kind of mid to late pocket after the bye week, I think they can get a win against the Raiders, the Falcons, the Bengals, possibly the Colts if that quarterback situation is not what it kind of should be. So yeah, man, I think they could get on a little run there.
Yeah, it's all going to come down to. I mean, like we've had a solid defense. That hasn't been the problem, but. And I'm saying this right now. I'm not the first to say it, but you're hearing it here. Deshaun Watson is coming out week 1. And hey, just looking at these first 9 games on the left side here, I don't see a reason why we can't win 5 or 6 of those.
On the left?
Yeah.
Let me see. 1, 2, 3. Panthers gonna be tough. Good thing is that it's at home, so Bucks, they normally start off hot a little bit. The Saints, you never know. Saints, you never know, but it's on the road. Saints are kind of that up and coming team that's kind of quiet. I think you're going to split the Steelers. Ravens are going to be tough, but you always play them close.
Yeah.
Out of that first 9, I could see it. I could see definitely 3 or 4 on that
or 5
left side.
Or 5.
That 5 is going to be that right side. Oh yeah, I could see you could go on a little run if you get hot after the bye week. I think you could go on a little run there. Yeah. The Falcons are not that good. Bengals, you don't know what you don't know if
Joe Burrow is going to be healthy by week 14.
Right. We still don't know what that defense is going to look like. We think it's going to be better, but we don't know for sure. Colts is the Colts. Giants, we really don't know. And then the Ravens, depending on how their season is at the end of the season, who knows if they're they're going to be mentally checked out at that point, depending on how their season went. So Hey man, but you think so? You say Deshaun Watson is going to be the starting quarterback week 1.
I think so. That's just kind of what we're hearing. And actually, Cleveland sports media is kind of under fire right now because, and not for anything crazy, but ever since we drafted
Massage.
Shador, no, ever since we drafted Shador, you know how like all your players are the OTAs. You have some quarterbacks running with the ones, you know, the two. Well, ever since we've had Shador, Cleveland sports media has been posting QB stats from OTAs.
I hate that. Like,
I
what are we
know
doing? I think they did a little bit last year when it was
they
like
did, and that's when it started. And I get it, like you know, people involved in management and everything. You know, they're writing these things down. They're keeping track because you know they're involved. But then just like see these posted like on Instagram and Twitter, like. But just
so
going by
stupid.
that, Deshaun's back, baby.
he's cooking.
I mean, like the other day, he had like 11 completions and 6 touchdowns, and everybody else had an interception, and he didn't. And I know Todd Monken. I think he said it sarcastically. They're like, he's like, we threw interceptions with no QB pressure. That's embarrassing. Which I mean, he's kind of right, but at the same time, I'm like, you know, it's just going to happen. You can't make a perfect throw every time. But no, I think Deshaun comes back. We have this revamped offensive line that who's ever playing should, you know, have more time than usual. We got some new offensive weapons. Losing Njoku, but Harold Fannin seems to be that guy right now. I don't know. Now record wise, I'm going to lock in, and I could regret this. And it's not even. This isn't even that crazy of a prediction. I'm not saying we're winning 14 games, but I could see us at a nice 9-8.
If the Browns go
9-8,
yeah, that would be a vast improvement from
it is.
You know, going to a 500 team. That's a big
Can I
jump.
also see us winning 6 and 7 games and just getting our shit kicked in all season? Yeah, I can see that too. I've seen it before, but I don't know. It's hard to like not like romanticize things like before it's actually out there because you see everything lining up, like the free agents, the drafts, obviously the trade like impacts things a little bit, but I don't know. 9-8, locking it in right there. But I will also take 8 and 9. 7 and 10, I don't like as much.
Yeah, and I actually like it because again, a lot of these teams can be that team that kind of sneaks up on a lot of people. Like no one is thinking about Deshaun Watson right now. You know, nobody's really thinking about that offense, even though you know you just grabbed those 2 receivers in a draft. You know, so I think that the Browns could, you know, be under the radar. You know, especially in the beginning of the season, if they could pull off some upsets. Again, we don't know about how the Jags are. Sometimes the Jags are supposed to be good, and they kind of really show you who they really are. So, you know, if the Browns come out, sneak a few wins against some teams, because, you know, again, we don't know what that offense is going to look like. And now we really don't know what that defense might look like. So, you know, that is a good take, man. So, we'll see, man. I can't wait. We're getting closer and closer. We just got to get through this dry spell of June where nothing is happening. But once we get through that, man, we can really dive in with these teams and really get it going. But next, we're going to run through this Commanders schedule, man, and it is a gauntlet for sure.
Man, right off the
Usually,
rip.
all rip, they just dragged us in the mud and they just said, F y'all. Normally, you know, some of the worst teams, you know, in a division will get a better schedule, but this does not look better at all. I mean, we start off the season on the road against the Eagles, then we go into Dallas, and then we're home against the Seahawks, the defending Super Bowl champs. So I think that's probably the roughest start to a season out of all the teams. I mean, starting off 2 games on the road, then when you finally come home, you facing the Super Bowl champs at your house. I mean, it's going to be tough. But and then just when you look at it, we still got to go to San Fran. We still got to play what we just was talking about, probably the best team in the NFC, the Rams, even though they're at home. I don't think it's going to matter. But luckily, I think the schedule kind of lightens up after the Rams. We do play against the Giants. We swept them the last 2 seasons. So I'm not really fearing the Giants. I think that we're going to get those 2 wins against them during the season. I think we're going to have success against the Bengals, Cardinals, Titans. That Texans game, going to be a little rough. We're going down to Houston.
That defense is number one. It has to be.
That defense is
maybe not anymore, but
yeah, they're still going to be good. We don't know how that offense is going to look, but that defense is going to be good for sure. We don't know what CJ Stroud is going to look like, but then we still have the Falcons. We got the Vikings, who we don't know what that quarterback situation is going to be. But I do think, with all that being said, I do think that starting off the year, we're going to go into Philly, snag that dub. I do think we're going to walk into Philly and get that win. I do think we're going to lose against Dallas. I think we're going to lose against Seattle. And then I think later on we're going to pick up that last win against Dallas and kind of get that one back. But I do think we're going to probably finish the season off with the record of 11-6. We are back. We're going to lose to who we're probably going to lose to, which is, we're going to lose against Philly. We're going to lose against the Rams, probably San Fran, Seahawks. We're going to lose against Houston. We're going to lose against those teams because those are the upper echelon of teams in the NFL. We're going to beat the teams that we're supposed to beat this year. We're going to sweep the Giants. We're going to beat the Titans, Cardinals, Falcons, Bengals. We're going to beat all the teams we should win. We're going to beat the Colts overseas. I think we're going to.
Where does 11-6 get you into division?
I think 11-6. I think we're going to be, because it's going to be a tougher division. Eagles are still going to be the Eagles, even though I think they're going to take a step back, which is why they're going to be around that 11-6 range with us. And I think Dallas is still going to be pretty good. I think they're going to be around the same thing, 10-7. Could be. It's going to be a close battle. I think 3-team battle in the NFC East with Dallas, Commanders, and the Eagles. I don't think the Giants are going to be there yet. I think they might finish with maybe 6 or 7 wins. I don't think they're going to be with us. But I could possibly see 3 NFC East teams, representing us in the playoffs. I mean, whoever wants to win a division out of those 3, I can see. And then, now I believe we have 3 wild card teams out of each conference. So I don't, hey, Dallas, Commanders, we could mix them up. But I do think that Commanders will be in the playoffs. We're going to be back. We know what we can do in a wild card game. 2 years ago, we went into Tampa Bay, won that game. We beat up on Detroit in Detroit. So we don't mind, being a wild card team in the playoffs. But I do think we're back, man. If we can stay healthy, those
That's what I was just going to say. I was like, so everybody's just 100% on board with a healthy JD5 now.
Hey, we're back. I mean, I think a lot of players that's on our team have a lot to prove. I think it's going to go a long way. JD5, he already said in a couple interviews that he knows he has a lot to prove. He put a lot on himself. We also signed a lot of 1-year guys who also have a lot to prove. We on those 1-year deals. You're trying to get the next bag. You kind of put an extra energy into your play, and even players that were here before. Payne, Louvu, all these guys are on 1-year deals. Terry McLaurin, he doesn't like how he played last year. He got his deal done, but then he got hurt. So it's like, did he, should the team have paid him? Who knows? But it's like, those are the questions that are probably in his head at the same time. So it's like, he has a lot to prove also. So yeah, I like a team that has a lot to prove. I think they're going to put their best foot forward. I think they're going to, kind of remind the league that they're kind of still one of the better teams if they can stay healthy. Plus, nobody really knows what our offense and defense is going to look like. We have brand new coordinators. We have David Blau, that a brand new defensive coordinator. So nobody really knows what it's going to look like. And I think we could catch a lot of teams off guard, especially the Eagles in week 1. We could catch them off guard, catch a couple of these teams off guard. And we're not even going to get into Brandon Ayuk yet, because he has a revenge game in week 6 going back to San Fran, because we know Ayuk is going to be here maybe in a few weeks or so. So yeah, Brandon Ayuk revenge game, week 6. So I can't wait. Going to be a good season, and yeah, man, 11-6. But we will see. We will see. Let's see what else we got.
There is one game I have circled on the schedule here. Let me pull this back up. The one game standing out to me, right here. I circled it on my screen like you can see it. Week 13 on the road against the Falcons. The Browns send a huge message to former coach Kevin Stefanski. Todd Monken walks the dogs right on in there. And that's the one game. Like, I don't care if we only win one game.
You gotta have that one.
That's the one we need.
Yeah.
Also, the away game against the Titans, I'll be at that game, so that'd be a cool one too. But yeah, man. Week 13 against the Falcons. Mark your calendars. I hope it's a bloodbath. But
yeah, just some other news that came out right before we came on. Drake London reached a new deal with the Atlanta Falcons. He signed a 4-year, $141 million extension. He is now the 3rd highest paid wide receiver. He's just ahead of Jefferson now. So look like Justin Jefferson is at 35 mil per. Drake London is 35.25. So just ahead of Jefferson right there. So they're getting this deal done early, which is kind of smart, getting ahead of it. Eventually you got to get that deal done. So the longer you wait, the more money you pay. A lot of teams have seen that. So just like my Commanders, we're getting ready for that JD5 deal. He'll be the highest paid QB coming up in the next couple of years. So yeah, man, a lot of these deals getting done early. So
all that money to Drake London with Michael Penix and Tua throwing in the ball.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Let me see. Is that all we had? I think so. I mean, right now, Commanders are in week 2 of OTA. So, I mean, just a lot of players getting used to the system and stuff like that. But yeah, man. June is going to be slow with news. Hopefully that Ayuk deal gets done so we can finally put that to rest and get ready for training camp next month.
Yeah, we have as we're recording this tomorrow night, we do have game 1 of the NBA Finals starting, so that'll be something for us to monitor. NHL
Who you got?
Final, Spurs in 6.
I like it. I agree. Spurs in 6. I'm with you. Yeah, man. What were you about to say again? You said
NHL Finals started tonight. The Las Vegas Knights and the Carolina Hurricanes. So a lot of stuff going on right now. Baseball's getting into full swing.
Will my Nationals make the playoffs? We will see. Oh my God!
I didn't know. Like, I don't really follow the Nationals, but when they were beating up on us, I was like, "What the heck is going on here?"
Yeah,
and then, the announcer said they're number 1 in the league in runs scored per game, and then the pitching's just terrible. But we couldn't hit. We couldn't hit them, so yeah, we just got smoked. But
yeah, offense good, pitching is terrible. But yeah, man, we go get that pitching just to be okay, because our starting pitchers has gotten better, which is why we kind of winning these games. But as soon as it goes to the bullpen, it's a wrap. So But yeah, man, that's going to do it for this episode of the Extreme Mediocrity Sports Show. We thank you for joining us again. Let us know in the comment section what you want to hear from next. Give us a like so this will kind of push this episode out there to more viewers. Hit that subscribe button so the next time we go live or we drop another episode. Until next time, peace.
See you guys.